This is Algebra Lesson 4.4, solving what I've called wicked equations. So we're really doing the same thing that we've been doing, just much more complicated versions of them. We are still going to be solving our equations, considering PEMDAS for evaluating equations, but again doing it backwards, so it actually turns into SADMEP. Subtraction and addition first, undoing division and multiplication next. We won't have any exponents in this chapter, but then doing parentheses. And the way we're going to attack parentheses is new. We're going to use the distributive property. And that's not new to us, but new for this chapter. We did the distributive property in chapter 1. And that was A times B plus C quantity is A times B plus A times C. So 2x plus 7 would have been 2x plus 14, because 2 times x and 2 times 7. Okay, so what we're going to be doing then is using the distributive property to get rid of our parentheses, and then combining like terms. And after we do that, it's exactly what we were doing on lesson 4.3. Okay, so my first one here, I'm going to distribute the 3. That becomes 3x plus 6 minus 4 is 4x minus 8. Combining like terms on the left, that gives me 3x plus 2, because 6 minus 4 is 2. The right doesn't have any changes. And now we have the multi-step equations that are the same as we saw on 4.3. I'm going to bring the x's together, and I'm going to stick with bringing all the x's to the left and bringing all the constants or the numbers to the right. So I'm going to minus 4x from each side of the equation. That's negative 1x plus 2 is negative 8. I'm going to bring the 2 to the right side of the equation, so minus 2 from each side. And then I'll get rid of that negative 1 by dividing by negative 1. And that makes x positive 10. To check the answer, we'd have to sub it into both the left and the right again. So 10 plus 2 minus 4. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. 36 minus 4 is 32. We'll check the right side, plugging in 10 for x again. That's 40 minus 8, 32. So x equals 10 is the correct answer. On the second example, I have a much larger equation, but we'll kind of do the same thing. We're going to distribute, and we'll distribute, and we'll combine like terms. So 5 times 2x is 10x. 5 times 6 is 30. The minus stays a minus. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 7 is 21. A plus and a minus make that a minus 21. On the right, 2x plus 9 minus x. I won't change anything in that step yet. That's just my distributive step. Next, I'll combine like terms. So to do that, I'm going to put my x's together. On the left, I have 10x and 3x. That becomes 13x. I have negative 30 and negative 21. That becomes negative 51. On the right, 2x minus x is 1x. It's not customary to write the 1. Normally we just write x, but I'll keep them both there. And the 9 has nothing to combine with. So my distributive property and my combined like terms were the 2 steps on top of what I've already done. We did practice those in chapter 1, so it shouldn't be very new. But now that I have that set up, I have my multi-step equation that I'm going to solve. I'll bring the x's to the left side of the equation. That's minus 1x from each side. And then that gives me 12x on the left. And on the right side, I'll have a 9. Okay, so our next step would be to bring the constants to the right. I will add 51 to both sides. And that is 60. My last step would be to divide both sides by 12. And x is 5. I'll see if my brain did that right. So I'm not running out of space here, but 5, 2 times 5 minus 6 plus 3, 5 minus 7. I think I'm going to take the easy way out on this one. Okay. 5, 2, 5 minus 6 plus 3, 5 minus 7. Gave me negative 10 for my first equation. And I'll just type it out and I'll write it afterward. For my second equation, 2 times 5 plus 9 minus 5. Hopefully we see that's not right. 2 times 5 plus 9 minus 5. Negative 10? Ooh. Oops. I see my error right after my 6. I should have had another parentheses. So let's see if this comes out right now. 14 and 14. So ignore that top one. I forgot this parentheses right here when I typed that one out. So that gave me 14. 2, 5 plus 9 minus 5, 14. So x equals 5 is definitely the correct answer. Okay, so those are pretty complicated. Just do the best that you can do. There aren't very many of them on the assignment. And if you have questions on the exercises, please let me know.